Hi guys, I'm just checking some emails today, and I've got some I thought I would share with you. I got an email from Samantha from San Antonio, Texas. It says, Tom, every time my horse sees a horse outside of the arena, he wants to stop and whinny at that horse. How can I get him to stop looking at the other horses and pay attention to me? Well, Samantha, generally when that happens, it's because your horse is too fresh. Maybe you only get to ride them once or twice a week. Maybe they don't get turned out a lot. What I would do is go ahead and try and get on a consistent riding program. Maybe if you have access to a lunge line or to a round pen, before you get on him, go ahead and tire him out a little bit. Go ahead and run him around that round pen a little bit. Put him on a lunge line and move him around on the lunge line. Just get him so he's not so fresh. It's really hard to do anything with a fresh horse anyway. A fresh horse, a horse that wants to buck and play and kick, you just can't horse train a fresh horse. And so it would be good for you to do that anyway. But give that a try. I think that'll solve most of your problems. If you can get that horse a little bit tired where he's thinking about you and not thinking about everything else that is going on around him, and get him in a consistent program. If you can get him out 5 or 6 times a week, and if you're not there, have somebody at least be able to turn him out, have an outside paddock, and I think that'll probably take care of your problem. Next question. It's from Becky in Oklahoma City. She says, hey Tom, my horse keeps grinding his teeth in the bit. I thought he might need his teeth floated, so I had the vet float his teeth about 2 weeks ago. That did not solve the problem. He started this problem about 2 months ago. The person I bought him from used this same bit on him. We participate in local play days together. I'm using a low port with a double hinge. Should I try a different bit? Well, Becky, the first thing I would do is exactly what you did. I would have the vet come out and look at his teeth, get his teeth floated, make sure that's not the problem. After that, I would go ahead and, if you have a couple of different bridles you can try and use on him, I would definitely try that. I have a tack room with about 50 bridles in it, and that's, it's just something we do. We go through bridles until we find a bridle that really fits a particular horse. Every horse is built a little bit different, likes something a little bit different. So I would definitely go down that road, try some different bridles. If that doesn't work, the next thing to consider is physical. Does he have an ulcer? Is there anything that's physically bothering him, physically hurting him? I would maybe have the vet look at him and give him the once over and rule all that stuff out. And once you rule that out, probably the last thing I would look at is are you doing something that's irritating him? Are you doing something that's frustrating him to the point where he's just a little bit mad and he's grinding his teeth? Not necessarily chewing on the bridle, but just grinding his teeth and working that bridle over because he's got some frustration with how you're riding him or what you're doing with him. That's something I would definitely look into. And the only way we can really tell that is, if you want to go ahead and shoot a video, if those other things don't work and he keeps doing that, if you want to go ahead and shoot a video and fire it off to us, I'll give it a look, and we'll be able to really get a good idea what's going on. From Catherine in Lubbock, Texas. Tom, I have a very nice horse that I use for pleasure in some local Western pleasure horse shows. A friend of mine rides, but has been having problems with her horse and is now scared to ride. I offered to let her ride my horse, and I would help her some so she could get her confidence back. Now I'm having second thoughts. Is this a bad idea to let her ride my horse? Can she change him? Well, Catherine, yeah, for sure she can change your horse. We don't know why her horse is acting that way. I don't know if that's something that she's doing to her horse, or if she's heavy with her hands, quick with her hands, heavy with her legs, if she's doing something in particular to make her horse uncomfortable. Maybe her horse is just being difficult. Sounds like you have a nice horse. If you are there and you're monitoring the situation, I think for sure you can go ahead and let her get on your horse, and at least that'll determine whether the problem is her or her horse, and you'll have a really good idea, where to go from there. So yeah, I think in a very monitored situation, with you standing there, looking over everything, I think it's fine to let her try your horse, and between you and your friend, you may be able to find out what's going on with her horse.